Welcome to this Kriya. This is actually one of the Kriyas that I've practiced the most. I love this Kriya because it really gets to the totality of self. This Kriya is called to awaken your 10 bodies. And that really suggests that there's a lot of us. We have 10 bodies. And we're going to use this Kriya to reach into all of the different aspects of ourself, all of the different bodies of ourself. And so I just want to lay out the framework of the 10 bodies so that you have some clarity on what we mean by that when we're practicing this. The first body is the soul body. And this is coming from Kundalini Yoga. And so different lineages say this differently. The soul body is essentially the aspect of the infinite intelligence. And so this soul is an aspect of the whole. And the soul body is our connection to that. The next three bodies have to do with our mind. And so we have first, our second body is our negative mind. And our negative mind is the part of us that tells us not to cross the street because we might get hit. And so that keeps us safe. It's a very protective body. The next body is the positive mind. And the positive mind tells us to cross the street because of what's on the other side. It gives us the benefits. It urges us to go forward. And then there's the neutral mind, is actually the mind that we experience, that's weighing out the costs of the negative mind and the benefits of the positive mind. And that's the three mind bodies. The next body in relationship to this Kriya is the physical body. And the physical body is our teacher. It's our vessel. It's our reason to come here and learn the lessons that we're all learning in this lifetime. The next body is the arc line. The arc line, said to be going from ear to ear through the brain, through the pituitary gland. And this would be as if there's a filament in an incandescent ball, which doesn't really exist anymore. It's really hard to get incandescent balls, but it's the glowing part of the bulb. It's not actually the light, it's kind of the thing that produces the light. The next body is the auric body, otherwise known as the aura. It's what we know of as the aura, it's this electromagnetic field that's around us. Then we have the pranic body. Now the pranic body is prana. There's different types of prana, but it's essentially life force. And there's life force coming in and out of our body. And there's a body in its own that we call the pranic body, and that represents this transaction of life force that's coming and going out of the body. After this is the subtle body. Now the subtle body is the part of us that reaches into other dimensions. And this word subtle almost means that you can feel it, but you can't feel it. Like it's something that's there, but it's not so tangible that we know it's there. And that's how these other dimensions are, because this physical body, this flesh body, is locked and secured in this dimension. And then there's other parts of us that reach out into other dimensions, that transcends the laws of nature that we have here, such as time and space. There's other dimensions where time is existing all at once. And instead of traveling through space, you travel through time. And so that's the subtle body. It's giving us the clues and the hints. And then the very last body is the radiant body. And the radiant body is much like the soul body. It's almost like you come into completion, but the radiant body is not just like the soul body's the aspect of the whole. The radiant body is it's the profoundness of the whole that gives us the feeling of things like courage. It's the profoundness of us. That's the radiance that radiates. It radiates energy. That energy that you feel in a superstar, a professional, somebody that's at the top of their craft, or even just living in absolute alignment. That's the radiant body. We know this as radiance. They're radiating energy. And so this Kriya, I started to love it because when I started practicing Kriyas, I was very much into exercise. And actually I used Kriyas to, and all of these, my radiance to develop gyms and live out my passions and dreams in Los Angeles and be a professional athlete and get to train professional athletes, and it was amazing. But this Kriya initially attracted me because of the physical nature of it. For me, it felt like a warm-up, so that's why I've done it so much. It also is very tangible for other people, and we're going to get moving here in a second. I just really like the explanations because we're not going to be explaining so much when we're doing this Kriya. And some of this Kriya is difficult, and you can definitely scale it. This first movement, I definitely will suggest a scale right now. And I've got some thing going on with my body, with my knee. And so I'll definitely be using a prop. I invite you guys all to do that as well. Just using this as a timer. I'm not checking my text messages, but you guys should cancel or put your phones off to the side so you're able to really do these movements and then observe. A lot of this Kriya, I was saying, it looks like exercise. When you start to get tired, see if you can reach into a part of yourself that you normally don't have access to. It's more of an opening as opposed to a struggling. And so with exercise, you force your way into it. And that's where I learned the difference is that instead of forcing myself to get more power, it was more of an opening myself to get more power. And I'm saying this because there's a few exercises here that we will need power.